The Amish are famous for being masters of self-sufficiency, and their food stockpiling practices reflect generations of wisdom passed down through time. Their approach is both practical and rooted in an understanding of how to preserve food for the long haul. So if you're looking to build a pantry that could last years, these 20 foods chosen for their resilience and versatility might just inspire you to rethink the way you stock up or learn some new skills. Salt is a cornerstone of Amish food preservation. Unlike most of us who mostly think of it as a seasoning, the Amish use salt as a natural preservative. It works by drawing out moisture and creating an environment where bacteria can't thrive. Whether they're curing meats or fermenting vegetables, salt is non-negotiable in Amish kitchens. It's inexpensive, it doesn't spoil, and it can be stored indefinitely as long as it's kept dry. Honey is another food the Amish rely on. Its natural antibacterial properties and its lack of moisture make it nearly immortal. Archaeologists have even found edible honey in ancient Egyptian tombs as a testament to its longevity. In Amish households, honey isn't just used for sweetening tea or baking. It's also used for medicinal purposes like soothing sore throats and even incorporated into homemade lotions. As long as it's stored in a cool, dark place, honey can outlast pretty much anything. Dried beans are a staple in Amish pantries. These protein-packed powerhouses are incredibly shelf-stable, and they can last decades when stored properly. They're often kept in airtight containers to protect them from moisture and pests. Dried beans are versatile too. Whether they're added to soups, stews, or casseroles, they're a reliable and nutritious food source, especially during long winters. Rice is another definite must-have. The Amish stock white rice because it has an almost indefinite shelf life compared to brown rice, which contains oils that can go rancid. Rice is a pantry workhorse. It's easily paired with just about anything like beans, vegetables, or meat to create a filling meal. Stored in sealed containers in a cool, dry place, rice is always ready when it's needed. Sugar, like salt, is a dual-purpose pantry hero. Its ability to draw out moisture makes it an excellent preservative for fruits, turning fresh produce into jams and jellies. The Amish also use sugar for baking and sweetening recipes, and it's one of those foods that will last forever if it's stored properly. Moisture is its only enemy, so keeping it in airtight containers is key. Wheat berries are a little lesser known but invaluable item in Amish storage. These unprocessed grains have an incredibly long shelf life, often lasting decades. The Amish grind wheat berries into flour as needed, ensuring maximum freshness and nutrient retention. And they're stored in food-grade buckets or jars, often with oxygen absorbers to maintain their quality. Coconut oil is another item that might surprise you. Unlike most cooking oils, which go rancid relatively quickly, coconut oil can last for years because of its high saturated fat content. In Amish households, coconut oil isn't just for cooking. It's used in soap making, as a moisturizer, and even as an emergency lamp oil. Stored in a cool, dark place, it's versatile and long-lasting pantry staple. Pickled vegetables are definitely something the Amish will have in their kitchens. The Amish pickle just about anything they grow, from green beans and carrots to cauliflower and cucumbers. Pickling not only preserves the vegetables, it also enhances their flavors over time. With the right balance of vinegar, salt, and spices, pickled veggies can last for years, bringing a good tangy crunch to meals long after the harvest. Canned tomatoes are, of course, another pantry essential. The Amish can their summer harvest to enjoy throughout the year. Tomatoes are picked at their peak ripeness, they're prepared, and then they're sealed in jars with a touch of lemon juice to ensure safety. Properly stored, canned tomatoes can last 3 to 5 years and are used in soups, stews, and sauces and more. Dried fruit is a natural sweet treat that the Amish have been making for generations. By removing the moisture, they extend the fruit's shelf life while intensifying its flavor. Apples, apricots, berries, and peaches, and more, are dried and stored in airtight containers, ready for snacking and baking. And without the need for refrigeration, dried fruit is a simple and effective way to preserve summer's sweetness. Powdered milk is a dairy staple that's often overlooked. The Amish keep powdered milk on hand for emergencies and everyday use. Properly stored in airtight containers, it can last up to 20 years. It's versatile too. It's used in baking, creamy soups, or reconstituted for drinking. Powdered milk ensures that dairy is always available, even without refrigeration. Apple cider vinegar is another item that's a must-have in Amish homes. Its acidic nature makes it self-preserving, and it's incredibly versatile. Using it for pickling, cleaning, and even as a natural remedy, apple cider vinegar is an essential part of their lifestyle. And the Amish often make their own, complete with the mother for added health benefits. Cornmeal is a staple that is not mentioned often that I see, but it has been a part of American history for a long time. Properly stored cornmeal can last for decades, and it's used in a variety of dishes, from cornbread to coatings for fried foods. The Amish often choose degerminated cornmeal for long-term storage, as it has a longer shelf life than stone-ground varieties. Canned meat is a unique preservation method that the Amish excel at. Pressure canned beef, chicken, or pork can last 3 to 5 years without refrigeration. The process not only preserves the meat, it also makes it tender and ready to use. And whether it's added to soups or stewed or enjoyed straight from the jar, canned meat is a practical and reliable protein source. Oats are another staple that can last decades when stored correctly. The Amish use oats not just for breakfast, but also in their baking and even as livestock feed if needed. Airtight containers protect the oats from moisture and pests, ensuring they're always ready to provide a hearty, fiber-rich meal. Jerky is a favorite among the Amish for its portability and its shelf life. Whether made from beef, venison, turkey, or something else, jerky is dried and seasoned to perfection. It's lightweight, it's protein-packed, and it lasts for months, making it an ideal snack or emergency food. Canned fruit offers that taste of summer all year long. Peaches, pears, cherries, and applesauce are commonly canned by the Amish. Properly sealed jars can last up to 5 years, and the fruit retains its flavor and its nutrients, ready to be enjoyed straight from the jar or in desserts. Soup is another ingenious item in the Amish preservation toolkit. Homemade soups, pressure canned for safety, can last 3 to 5 years on the shelf. From chicken noodle to vegetable beef, these ready-made meals provide comfort and nutrition with minimal effort when it's time to eat. Whole spices are an underrated part of Amish storage practices. Unlike pre-ground spices, whole spices retain their flavor for years and sometimes even improve with age. So the Amish grind spices as they need them, ensuring maximum potency and freshness. Storing them in airtight containers, whole spices are used to enhance everything from pickles to baked goods. Loose tea is another staple of the Amish pantry. Properly stored, tea leaves can last for years, offering comfort and medicinal benefits. They grow and source teas like peppermints, chamomile, and black tea, treating them as both a beverage and a remedy. Airtight storage in cool, dark places ensure that the tea remains fresh and flavorful. The Amish approach to food stockpiling is as much about practicality as it is about tradition. By focusing on foods that last, they ensure their pantries are always prepared for whatever life brings. And because everything they eat is prepared and cooked from scratch and not ultra-processed, they eat much healthier than most of the rest of us. Whether it's honey that's as old as history or canned soup ready for a busy day, their choices remind us of the value of simplicity and being prepared.